Hi everyone, Bruno Recommends Records here, and I'm back. Not that back, I'm back. I returned to YouTube. This because I had my family all together during the holidays, Christmas holidays, so I just decided to put the YouTube channel away for a few weeks and enjoy my time with my family, and because that's my priority. Uh, it's way above the record collecting or record curating, whatever you want to call it. So I'm finally here and I'm starting the year. Oh, first of all, Happy New Year to all of you. And as I was saying, I'm starting the year with two videos. I'm going to put them together at the same time. So I'll leave the link whenever the video finishes so you two watch each other, okay? So this one is going to have the link to the other one. The other one's going to have the link to this one. And I want to say thank you as well to everyone who watched my vinyl tag, which is 1 hour and 20 minutes. I know there are lots of people that did the vinyl tag in 15, 20, 30 minutes. That would be the ideal thing. But the questions were quite personal, and I am a person who has lots of stories attached to the record. So I took my time. It didn't matter. I know I didn't get as many views as the shorter vinyl tags have been getting, but anyway, I was expecting like 20 or 30 views because I'm a small channel and I just restarted this channel quite recently, a few months ago. So I'm pretty pleased that I have 100 and something views, which is a win to me. Okay, so everybody who watched the my vinyl tag response to David Atkinson's vinyl tag, thanks a lot. Now let's go for a very interesting tag that Jack from the the Vinyl Voyager channel put out quite recently, which is the album art vinyl tag. And the album art is really a big part of me getting into vinyl and still preferring it to CD or tape, or any other format, because the cover comes a little bit bigger, and if you have like these detailed drawings or something like that, you just can appreciate the artwork much better. So that's one of the reasons why I still prefer to buy records on the vinyl format. I'll leave the link to this video, to the original video, down below in the description, and the link to Jack's channel, Vinyl Voyager. And if you didn't subscribe his channel, please subscribe and check his video out. Try to do his tag, leave a thumbs up and all that stuff, and let's go. So there's 12 prompts with a bonus one in the end. And the first prompt is show an album with a band artist just looking cool. And my choice for this one is Slint's Spiderland, which is considered a masterpiece nowadays. I think it was put out on 91, if I'm not wrong. It is the second and the last album of this band. They reunited in 2015 and 2017 to do some concerts in the US, and it's a US band, and in Europe, but I haven't heard about them as a band since then. I think they're still doing music with other projects and all that stuff, but if you don't know this album and you like math rock, this is one of the pioneers of math rock. Very, very good album. There you go. My first answer. Second one, show your weirdest, trippiest, most controversial album cover. Now I'm going to show a very well-known, but I'm not going to take it out from the outer sleeve. Sorry, or else the video is going to get bigger and bigger, because as you guys noticed, I speak a lot. So I'm going to show ELP Brain Salad Surgery, ELP for Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Obviously, this is a first press and has the poster that has their faces inside the circle for each one of them. But I'm not going to take it out. Maybe I'll do a video about my ELP collection one of these days. But let's go forward. So I seen other videos for this tag and people choosing one of the three choices, weirdest or trippiest or most controversial. I think this album kind of gets everything together, especially because this is a prog rock album, so it's trippy, although it's a little bit dark, which is the kind of art approach that H.R. Giger, the Swedish artist who painted this cover, usually used to do, because he's not with us anymore for a long time, unfortunately. For everyone who doesn't know who that guy is, who that painter is, he is responsible for the design of the alien creature from the Alien saga or Alien movies, okay? So there you go. You've done quite a few covers, not that many, but you have other ones like Debbie Harry's Cuckoo is also a cover that he did. And this one, besides Trippiest and weirdest, is controversial by a single thing. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to notice because of, yeah, it's not very noticeable even if I take the record out. But in here, there's a penis, right? A phallus. So the label didn't like it because obviously it would get them in trouble. So they suggested to airbrush it, but even airbrushed, you can notice that there's a penis over there. The weirdest part and the most dark part of this is that if you open this, it's like kind of a gatefold. If you open this, you have the image with only the model behind, and the model was H.R. Giger's partner or wife back then, and a few years after she decided to take her life away. So it's kind of really weird to have this as like a painting where she was the model and has this thing included. So there you go. Show your sexiest album cover. Now, this is, for me, one of the sexiest album covers ever without going too erotic or porno erotic. And this is a compilation, actually. It comes on Sun Records. And it's Bill Justis, Raunchy, and other hits. Other great instrumentals, sorry. That includes Raunchy, which is a very well-known instrumental from the 60s. And as you can see, there's nothing too hardcore in this cover. And you have this beautiful model with the hairstyle from the 60s that I love. And even her panties are like not that sexy, but the way it was photographed and his pose and everything, I think it really proves that you don't need to go too hardcore to be sexy, as many new artists try to be, especially live. So there you go, my choice. Fourth prompt, show an album cover you dislike and why. And I chose Stanley Jordan's first album, called Magic Touch. And for whoever doesn't know Stanley Jordan, he's a guitar player. This is instrumental. It's an instrumental album and it comes on Blue Note. But this is the kind of thing that if I didn't know what it was and I was doing a crate digging, I would not give a damn about it, because you look at this cover and it looks like, I don't know, one of the Jackson's 5 solo albums. So it suggests kind of, this photo suggests it's kind of like a more pop 80s. This album is from 1987, if I'm not wrong. and it suggests that a different type of music that the one that is included here. Um, the story I have with this album with was I didn't know the artist, and in the late 90s, around 99 probably, a friend of mine put the Eleanor Rigby version that's included in this album. It's the first track, and it's a pretty good one. He put it playing for me, and he said, "What do you think, Bruno?" And I thought, well, it's okay. It's not bad actually. And the guy told me, well, everything you're listening, the rhythm guitar, the solo guitar, and the bass line, they're all being played by a guy in real time. And there's no overdubs, there's no re-recordings or ads or adding any more instruments. It's just one guy with a microphone playing straight away. Sorry, and that was pretty new to me back then. I never heard something like it. So nowadays you have lots of different artists doing this kind of playing in the guitar with the tapping thing and doing rhythm, solo, bass in one go, and even like hitting the classical guitar and doing drumming and all that stuff. It became like this kind of common thing in the last years. But yeah, back in 1987, this was probably one of the few guys doing it, and I think he was the one responsible to put this kind of guitar playing in the market with the help of Aldi Meola, which curiously, Aldi Meola is one of the best guitar players all time, undeniably, and he plays maracas in this album, which is really curious. So there you go. Stanley Jordan, Magic Touch. Fifth prompt, show an album cover that features a creature from the animal world. So this is a Portuguese artist. This is a wonderful artwork that was done by the artist's wife, Cláudia Guerreiro, which is a close friend of mine. I don't speak with her for a long, long time, but we used to go to the same school, and we were into arts and the same kind of music back then in the 90s. And I was also a friend of this guy. His artist name in this album is Filho da Mãe, which kind of translates to son of a gun, probably something like that, because he plays a lot, and that's what everybody used to call him, son of a gun, when you were listening to him playing, because he plays really, really well guitar, classical guitar, not tapping, quite different from the previous artist that I showed to you guys, Stanley Jordan. But if you like that kind of classical guitar approach, instrumental, try to check this out. I'm going to leave the names of all the artists and albums in the video description down below, so you can know how to spell it if you want to check it out. This album is called Água-Má, which translates to bad water, and this jellyfish that Claudia painting is just amazing. So there you go, my choice for the animal. Show an album cover with an interesting backstory. What's the story? So I don't have a backstory, and I have to take this one out. So the backstory, I don't have a personal one. I tried to find an album with a personal story, but I couldn't find a very interesting one. So I'm going to show this album from 10cc, which is not called Are You Normal? It's called Look Here, like that. And the interesting story, this was done by Hypnosis, that is famous for the Pink Floyd albums. And they did a lot of the 10cc album covers as well, besides various artists. And they have like some of the ugliest and some of the most beautiful covers ever in history. And after Dark Side of the Moon, they were quite expensive if you wanted a cover done by Hypnosis, you would pay thousands and thousands and thousands. Even back then, we are talking about late 70s, 80s. And this one cost a fortune, just because Storm Torgerson, which was one of the two responsibles for Hypnosis, wanted to take, I don't know if I'm going to get this a little bit, there you go. It's cheap in this kind of psychiatric couch where you can lay down, and it was put in the beach in the Bahamas. It took a long time for them to get the ship not moving away because of the waves and the sound and all the scenario, and it was extremely expensive. And this was the main idea for the cover. And then Storm, when was putting the cover together, just said, why don't we just put the photo this size and just put these huge words in the cover? And basically that's it. So it was kind of rip-off for the poor 10cc who were paying a fortune for an iconic cover. And they got one iconic cover, not because of its design mostly, but because of that factor. The good thing is, if you're patient, you can get this album for a cheap price, and including the poster. And let's make some justice to the band, and at least you have a poster with a picture in this big format, which was what they really paid for. Okay. And I'm not going to take any more albums from the other. Oh, I'm going to take another one. I have to take this one out. So, show an album that has an interesting sleeve design, for instance, a die cut or pop-up sleeve. And there were a few choices, and I was divided with all of them, especially with some albums from this same artist, which is Alice Cooper. And this one is already a solo album, because Alice Cooper, for those who don't know, it used to be a band and then became a solo artist. And this album is amazing, and it's related. He's been on psychiatric. I don't know how to call it, but yeah, you have this kind of windows that don't open, but you come to the back. If you open it, it's trying to escape. So this is a really great design, man. This is, yeah, and there's a door also in here in the psychiatric alley. If you open, you have Alice Cooper, which is the inner sleeve. And I'm not going to take the inner sleeve out. So this is one of my favorite kind of covers in terms of original ideas of all time. There you go. I didn't say the name of the album, but most of the people know. So for those who don't know, this is, I always forget, From the Inside. I'm terrible with names, don't get me wrong. So next question, show an album where the sleeve art was the primary reason you decided to take a chance on the music. And this was quite easy for me. Back in January of 2025, I found this in pretty good shape copy of Fog on the Tyne from Lindisfarne, which is country folk English band from Newcastle. And I just knew them by name, and I always loved this cover. I was constantly seeing this cover being shared, whether from YouTube channels or people in the vinyl community, within groups, Facebook groups especially. And this was quite cheap, like £5 or something, and the record is in pretty good shape, and it's a first original edition in the pink Turismo label. And yeah, I kind of listened to this album without knowing almost nothing from the band, and from this album towards right now, I just became a fan of this band, to the point that I don't know how many different copies I have from this very album. And I'm not talking about copies with the same label or the UK editions. I have like a South African edition, a Japanese edition, and whatever. So maybe 8 right now, or 7, something like that. I don't know. Maybe one day I do a video with all my Lindisfarne related albums that I have in my collection, if you can call it that. So there you go. And I watched them live last year. It was like one of my favorite concerts from the ones. I didn't see that many, probably 4 or 5, but it was a good thing that I'm gonna keep in my memory. So next one, show an album. Show your most battered sleeve that has the most wear and tear, ring wear, creases, tears, or an album that has a particular battle scar. Tell the story of the scar. So I don't have a very personal story with battle scars in terms. I have worse covers than this, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna show this one, and I'm gonna take it out because it's easier than trying to just describe what's the problem and what's the battle scar. So this album, this edition, which is 1991 UK edition, if you find one even in this kind of shape, you're gonna pay 100 and something pounds for it. And this one was on sale on a shop I used to go frequently, Crazy Beat Records on Upminster, and they had this for £30. And when I picked up the album, I knew straight away why the album was only for £30. As you can see, it's the black cover, obviously the black album, but it has LCK written in pen. Here on the back there's the same thing. I don't know if I can show it to you. Yeah, around here as another LCK. Thank goodness the cover is all black. But this comes with 2 records in 2 inner sleeves, and I wanted this edition firstly because of the sound quality, and secondly because of the Vertigo label. And the guy decided to, like, in the sleeves, sign LCK as well. But the worst and the one that hurts the most, god damn, this guy was really an egocentric man. LCR in the Vertigo label. But honestly, I don't have the budget to pay 100 and something pounds for a record, man. And I really wanted this edition, and I had to decide if I really wanted to have it or not, because the sound quality was something that I was looking for as well. And there you go. Yeah. So next one, I also have to take this one. Oh gosh. Sorry guys, but it's gonna be worth it. Show your favorite inner gatefold. And this one, it really needs to be shown. So this is a Welsh band from the 70s called Man. And this is not, as it looks like, a live album. This album is called Be Good to Yourself at Least Once a Day, Good Advice. And besides this being a really good blues rock, prog rock album, look at this inner sleeve. You have the map of Wales inside, and it's pretty easy to fold out without damaging. Actually, something went wrong for the first time. Good one. Okay, yeah, not a big problem. So if you don't know this album and you don't know this band, go and check them out. I'm pretty sure that most of the people in the vinyl community knows this record, especially if you're into prog rock or 70s rock. But yeah, this is my favorite inner gatefold of all time. Well, at least until now. It's hard to beat this. So show your favorite album cover and why is it your favorite. So this one has a personal story attached to it, which was back in 1991. I was 12 years old, and before Christmas, my granddad, from the part of my father, he decided to take me to the biggest record shop in Lisbon, which was kind of an HMV, but it was related with EMI, called Valentim de Carvalho. If any Portuguese person is watching this and is as older than me or even older than me, they will know pretty sure what I'm talking about. That building and that shop doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. But it was like this four-store, huge shop and the CDs were coming out back then. So it had still lots of vinyl records, but I didn't have any CD yet, and this was my first CD. So I'm not going to show the CD, but I'm going to show later. A few years ago, I was able to find out the European first edition of this album, and obviously Dangerous from Michael Jackson. And this is a brilliant album artwork, man, done by this illustrator painter called Mark Ryden or Mark Ryden. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. One of the two for sure. And this is so detailed, and it was actually one of the reasons why I chose this record to bring it with me, because my grandpa said, choose one record. And that was like a kid in a candy shop, that you didn't know where to look. And there was lots of good stuff coming out from from 1991. It was a really good year. So I chose this one because I thought, well, if I only have one option, I'm going to take an artist that I like. I really like Michael Jackson a lot back then. I don't like it as much as I used to, but I still listen to this album quite often, and I think it's my favorite from those most well-known four, since Off the Wall until this one, which is considered the best part of Michael Jackson's discography. And this one is my favorite. I still listen to, and besides those corny songs like Heal the World and another one, the rest of the album is really a banger, man. It's really a good album on itself, and with a lot of personality. So yeah, if I draw myself once in a while, and I try to replicate this cover lots of times, but I never was able to do it. This is amazing with lots of details. So there you go. Last question, 12. If you had to live in an album cover for the rest of your life, which one would it be and why? So I chose Crawler from Idols, just because of the house itself. If I had to live in a place for the rest of my life, I would really like something with this kind of design. I always love this kind of like long windows from top to bottom. And if I had the budget to pay for a house like this, I would be quite, I don't know, happy with my economic life. So there you go. Yeah, this is my choice. I wouldn't mind to live in a kind of house with this kind of architecture for the rest of my life. Now, the bonus one, there's a bonus prompt, and I'm gonna leave like an image just right over here, which I already introduced in my thumbnail. And for people who know me from Facebook, because I've been active in Facebook for a long time, or from my older YouTube channel where I used to speak much more in Portuguese, almost in Portuguese, my homeland language, that I used to do this all the time back in my Facebook page, and which is called mock-ups, which is you grab like this iconic cover or image with a well-known personality, and I change the face of the actor or the singer or whatever to mine. I changed like the logo. So I did a mock-up of one of my favorite albums all time, which is Refuse, The Shape of Punk to Come. And as you can see, I did this take, which is I called The Shape of YouTuber to Come. And before you start thinking that I'm being really egocentric, that's not the point. The point is I'm speaking to myself, not to the vinyl community, and I'm trying to be a better YouTuber with this channel, which I'm still trying to see what really attracts me and what really works, and to balance both things between what I like and people like, and see how it goes. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget I have another tag, and check it out. Just click on the link that's gonna show over there or over there, I'm not sure. And that's it. See you in a bit.